So at the end of this game, last drive, we're down by 9, okay? Obviously, at the end of the day, are we going to win the game being down by 9? There's always a chance. You're going to have to get the onside kick. Onside kick is very, very low possibility. But at the same time, 3rd down and 6, and instead of Zach Taylor calling a timeout, he goes ahead and rushes the offense to go no huddle, goes to the line, hikes the ball, and they throw a 0-yard pass to Samaje Perine. Instead of taking your time, calling a timeout, coming up with a good 3rd down and 6 play, he rushes the team to the line and goes no huddle and throws a 0-yard pass. That's the summary of why Zach Taylor is a bad coach. Any other coach in that situation would say, we have 1:09 to go. Instead of wasting 30 seconds to rush to the line and, try to get a play in and try to force a play to get a couple yards potentially, he instead just goes ahead and goes no huddle. A good coach would call a timeout and say, we're going to wait. We're going to figure out what this play call is going to be, because we know we're most likely going to kick a field goal on the next down because we're down by 2 scores. Instead, Zach Taylor was like, oh, no, instead, let's waste 30 seconds, run down the field, and then call a crappy play, get no yards, and now we have a 56-yard field goal. That's the example why Zach Taylor sucks. Listen, shout out to the Packers. GG to the Packers. Obviously, you guys won this game. But I will say, that first half was absolutely atrocious for the offense. Defensively, we looked amazing in that first half. I loved our defense that first half. Biggest issue, because keep in mind, going into halftime, I believe the spread for that first half, what was it? It was something like, I think it was like 5 minutes to like 25 minutes for them. Like, it was stupid ridiculous. They had like 25 minutes of possession versus all like 5 minutes of possession. It was lopsided as all bloody heck. And that's why I give our defense a lot of credit, because they gave up 10 points. Yes, that sucks. 10 points, and we were punting it every single drive. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And our defense still kept a very resilient look to them and really played great football in the first half. In the second half, no, they really started bend, don't break type of system. And it seemed like they kind of hit their breaking point. Once Trey Hendrickson went out for the game, it was kind of like that was it. Like, they just weren't going to be that guy. Once Trey went down, it was GG, and there was 0% chance they were going to do anything positive at that point. Which sucks. It really does. But we did get some critical stops. But again, like I said, it's very difficult given the circumstance of losing Trey. We already don't have Shamar Stewart. So we have no pass rush after those two guys go down. I mean, Shamar didn't play this game, but when he's not out there, and then you also don't have Trey out there, we have no pass rush. So it becomes a really big mess. But again, the takeaway from this game is, 1, we were able to run the football way better than we have in the previous time period, where we actually had 9 carries for 42 yards with Chase Brown, 6 carries for 16 yards. And again, is that good? Absolutely no. That's like 2.6 yards per carry for Samaje Perine. And what is that for Chase Brown? I'm going to guess it's 3. No, not 3. It would be 4, 5. It's like 4.7 yards per carry for Chase Brown. It wasn't great, but it was better than what we normally get. Our line sucked, as always. We expected that going into this game. But Joe Flacco in that second half, the first half he sucked, but it made sense in the first half. The guy just got here 3 days ago, and you're throwing him into a game and a whole new offense and a whole new system in a very just absolutely awful, atrocious offense coordinator in Zach Taylor. And you expect him to go out there and make magic happen with incompetence. And I think the first half, it was difficult. And you expected that. That second half, though, you saw Joe Flacco start to learn. You saw Joe Flacco start to develop with that offense. And he started getting that ball to Jamar Chase more. He started getting that ball to T. Higgins more. And it started to glow. And in all honesty, if we played the first half like we did the second half, it would have been so freaking amazing. Obviously, at the end of the day, we didn't, right? But I think moving forward, I have a lot of faith in Joe Flacco to continue to get better, continue to learn the system, and continue to be a very efficient player for us. And I think moving forward, he is the quarterback for us. Now, at the end of the day, it's nice not turning the ball over. You know, they had the interception this game, which is absolutely awesome. But other than that, they didn't really turn it over either. But we didn't turn it over. And in the Lions game, we had 3 turnovers. And I think at the end of the day, what you got to look at it is, in this game, was Joe Flacco better than Jake Browning? Yes, he was. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. He's only going to get better. He's only going to get better as he learns this system even more. Now, if I was the Bengals, I said this earlier today, I would love to see them go out there and trade for someone like Kevin Zeitler. You know, protect Joe Flacco. Really start to develop around that. Again, will they do it? Probably not. But I would like to see them do that. I'd like to see them make a move like that. The Titans right now, very willing, most likely, to trade Kevin Zeitler. Let's just go get him. We'll probably give up a 6th-round draft pick for him, whatever, and we go get him. Again, this game, going into it, 1,000%, I thought we were going to win. I thought we were going to win 24-17. We lost. But at least with a loss, there's a lot to look forward to with this team. And I know a lot of people are going to say season's over, season's over, season's over. It is far but over, buddy. It is far but over. Moving forward, we have a game against Pittsburgh where the spread right now is actually, let me take these off the screen. The spread right now is actually 5.5 points, which is actually pretty serviceable given the circumstances of how bad we looked a couple of days ago. Now, if Trey doesn't play, that's going to be a very tough scenario for us. Okay, that's going to be very, very tough. Now, Shamar should play next week. But we have Pittsburgh on a short week, Thursday Night Football. It's going to be very tough. But I think we can beat them in Cincinnati. I think we can. It's AFC North football, so any logic, rhyme, or reason gets thrown right out the window. I think we can take care of business there. I think we can beat the Jets. We can beat the Bears. And then we go into our bye week. And record-wise, we have always been very good coming out of our bye week. So we take care of that against Pittsburgh. Beat Pittsburgh twice. And I know that's something that's probably very, very, very unlikely. But even if we beat them once, we'll be fine. I think Joe Flacco, every single week, him learning the system more, him learning the receivers more, getting more in rhythm with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, more practice, more play time with them, I think we can find a way to continue to stack up wins. Now, obviously, we haven't done this yet, right? But now we got through this toughest stretch of all time against the Packers, Lions, Broncos, and now the Lions, Packers, and Lions. Lions, Packers, and Broncos. And now we have ourselves a little bit easier of a stretch and the third easiest schedule moving forward. So let's calm down. Let's relax. I know right now it's doom and gloom, but we have to look at the positives. We have to see what is the positive moving forward. And the positive is Joe Flacco. We think he can get this crap together. And second half, he looked like an actual competent quarterback. Way better than Jake Browning. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.